Don't go after always free, no equal momentarily, and nobody's feeling the shame. Move your mind in a new direction, only asking to think about it. Hurry now as the clock is ticking, make your choice before it's too late. Just take a look around, as it all comes crashing down. You know I really love you. You know I thought I showed you. You know I'm sure I told you when to give and when to take. And all around you're dying, the world forever lying. And now I'm here and trying to show exactly what's at stake. Don't know what more I can say. Don't wanna leave you this way. Forget about your bitterness and your hate. Don't know what more I can do to try to get through to you. I hope you listen before it's too late. Come on. Won't you play it pretty for me now?
Hi, this is Carrie from Tone Wars. We're going to go live in just a few minutes, but before we do, I just wanted to take a few seconds to say a few things. Jared and I really appreciate when you guys tune in and interact with us when we go live. We work very hard to make sure that our live streams and our produced videos are educational and entertaining for everyone. Believe it or not, there's a lot of work that goes into our live streams and our produced videos. So if you like what you're experiencing here, here's a couple ways you can help us out. The super chat feature is turned on and any amount will be appreciated. Jared is also available for private consultation for a nominal fee. You can contact Jared through two of the links below. One is through our Tone Wars Facebook page and the other is through email. So thank you so much for your support. The live stream's about ready to start, so go pour yourself your favorite glass of whiskey or other libation and we'll be right with you. Cheers!
Welcome to Tone Wars. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me tonight. Appreciate it very much. What you heard is this little, this little JOYO zombie amplifier, and I want to give a shout out to Damien, who's probably in the chat. Sorry, I haven't checked. I'll say hello to everybody in a minute here. Who sent this to me? A lot of people have been asking me to do some budget amp episodes, and this is one of them. And he sent it to me wondering if I, would like this. And I've seen reviews of these, and I've always been kind of curious about them. And I mean, when I first got this, I played it down here just like this in a couple mixes, and I was laughing the whole time because I was like, I can't believe what I'm hearing right now. I mean, this is insane. It's got one little tube in it. And it's a Class D powered power amp, but it's got a tube in the preamp section. It has an effects loop, which you heard all of the effects with the Helix. I'm running it 4-cable method with the Helix right now. So all the effects that you're hearing are going right through the effects loop on this. And I got to tell you, this thing, for the money especially and for the size, is incredible. It sounds absolutely fantastic. I mean, I can't believe how good this thing sounds. It really does sound good. I know YouTube kind of compresses things and whatnot, so there's always a little bit of that. But I can assure you that what I'm playing and what I'm hearing and feeling and kind of interacting with here is a legit product. I mean, it really is good. I mean, so before I go too far with it, would I sell all of my amps and just use this from now on? Well, of course not. I mean, of course I wouldn't do that. But does this sound like a puny little amp? No, it does not, actually. It doesn't sound like a puny amp at all. Second question, am I going to profile this? Damn straight, I'm going to profile this. Why not, I don't think anybody's got any JOYO zombie profiles out there. If they do, God bless them, but I'm going to be one of them too because I think it's hilarious. It's got tons of gain. It's got, great tone. And I'll go into the things that, about it too that are a little on the other side of things. But for now, I'm just going to tell you how much I like it, because especially for the price and the size and everything. There are a few minor things, but I mean, come on. Look at this. It's $169, and it's puny. It's got one little tube in it, and it's 20 watts. And for the price and the size and all that, I mean, you can't beat this product. You really can't beat this. This isn't sponsored by JOYO or anything like that. This is actually sponsored by Damien, who sent this to me. So thank you very much, Robert. I appreciate that very much. But I'll get into, some of the hair-splitting things on it that are almost not worth talking about because of the price and everything, but I should mention them anyways because this is a review, so I'm going to tell you what I think on both sides of it. But would I recommend this product? Absolutely. I would absolutely recommend this product, 100%, especially if you're stuck on the tour bus. You want to, just practice at home. Like, some people I know have their rig at a practice space, and it's so big they don't want to drag it back and forth when they're going home and back to the practice space, but they want to practice with something at home. There you go. Absolutely worth practicing on at home. I got no problem with it at all. The tone on it is great, especially for the price and the size. Again, is it the best tone I've ever had? Well, no. I mean, of course not, but I don't mean that as a slight to it. There's things about it. I'll get into that right now. Okay, so it's great. Sounds awesome. Feels great, especially when you slam it with an overdrive. But there's a little bit of a lack of note separation with it. And it's just a teeny bit of a mush there. And I don't mean to make it sound like it's flubby. It's just got a little bit of the notes they're kind of glued together in some areas. It's not horrible though. It's just subtly noticeable. But that's pretty much it. It's just got that kind of issue, if you want to call it an issue. Most guys would probably not even notice it, but since I'm reviewing it, I'm just kind of nitpick it a little bit. But that's about it. Tonally, absolutely fine. No problem. It sounds good. Does it sound small? No. I've actually had amplifiers down here that were mini amps, and they sounded like mini amps. This actually doesn't. It has kind of a nice wide kind of sound to it. It does sound bigger than it looks. Um, and it doesn't do anything weird. Like, I've had some amps down here, maybe not on the show, but just like, just friends bringing them over and stuff like that. And they have like a Class D power section in them, and they have that weird overtone in them that I just can't stand. Cold harmonics, cold pinch harmonics, weird overtones and stuff like that. And it's like I'm not going to play this kind of thing. It's an absolute like deal breaker. This does not have that. The pinch harmonics are great. I'll play a few more mixes for you in a minute here, but it really does sound good. So we're going to go to their website in a few as well and check out some of their stuff. I'm going to say hello to everybody in a minute here, but before I do, I wanted to, and I don't make money off of this, just so you know. There's a lot of guys that pitch stuff and whatever. I'll always tell you if I make a commission off of something. I'm just telling you guys as a friend. I got this proof cocktail syrup. It's old-fashioned cocktail syrup, and I'm drinking it tonight with my Bullet whiskey, and I'm just recommending it to you guys because I actually think it's really cool. I saw an ad for it on Facebook, and I figured I'd give it a try. And they also have maple bacon. I mean, how cool is that? And I just want to recommend it. I'm using the old-fashioned tonight, so I'm having a smoked old-fashioned. And holy crap, is this stuff good. I honestly feel like I'm at a high-end restaurant right now. I took a tablespoon of it, put it in, a couple of good glugs of whiskey, stirred it up, threw in an ice cube, and smoked it, and I'm done. And it's absolutely just ridiculous. It's so good. You probably pay $12 for this drink at a restaurant, and I think I paid like $1.50 for it. And it's just as good. It really is. I smoked it, stirred it up, and it's amazing. So try to get this. It's called Proof, Proof, old-fashioned cocktail syrup. So I have the traditional and the maple bacon. I'm waiting for Carrie to get here to try the maple bacon. That's her favorite, so I want to see the look on her face when she tries it. Carrie, if you're watching, I'm telling you right now, this stuff is legit. It's so freaking good. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys. Now here's where I'm going to have a quick little commercial. If you do like what you're hearing here and you think this is good and maybe I'm like the last straw, like if I hear one more guy tell me that this thing's pretty cool for the price, I'm going to buy one. There is a link in the description of this video. It takes you to my Amazon store. Yeah, I'll make 4% off of whatever you buy, but it doesn't cost you anything. You know, they're not charging you extra, so they pay me. It just kind of helps support the show. So if you're going to buy one, I would greatly appreciate it if you just clicked on the link, and there's all the other ones are in there as well. So it'd just be nice. You know, you don't have to, no pressure, but if you're going to get one, I would appreciate it if you use the link because it would help the show. We got 25 of us here. Dave Rebell, what's going on? We're going to go through the list real quick. Let's see here. Jim Sieben, Wormcord, Jason Taylor, Mike Jacobs, what's going on? Damien, man of the hour. Paul Smith, what's going on? Gabriel, oh, hey, Carrie, what's going on? What's happening, woman? Aaron Lucas, what's going on, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Chicago Todd, what's happening, Todd? You mofo, what's up, man? Invite for what? He says. I don't know. Maybe he's talking to somebody. If you have any questions, please tag Tone Wars. That way it'll get my attention. I know that you're directing it towards me. I'd appreciate that. Gabriel, what's going on? Let's see here. Xavier, what's happening, buddy? Let's see. Jason Taylor says, sounds pretty impressive for such a tiny thing, but Jared, I'm sure, could plug into an old transistor radio. No, I've tried it, and all it did was make my hair stick up, so I appreciate the kind words, though. No, honestly, like, there's guys, like, let me just give a shout-out to Rabia. He doesn't know who I am, but I know who he is. Everybody here probably knows who he is. That guy can plug into a pile of elephant dung and make it sound good. So it's kind of scary because I mean this as like a backhanded compliment. It's like, how do you trust what Rabia is reviewing? Because everything he plugs into sounds amazing. So it's like, is it really good, or is it just Rabia's magic made it sound good? I'm telling you, for $169, you really can't go wrong. Now, I haven't tried the other JOYO products at all. None of the other amps. I heard this is one of their better ones because it's kind of modeled after a Mesa. It's got that Mesa kind of tone. It's not, the thing I like is it's not super bright and twangy and ear piercing, like too bright kind of thing. I thought it would be. I thought it'd be real screechy just because it looks screechy. Yeah, this is my hand. This is the amp. Look at there's scale right there for you. I mean, I can cover this thing up with my hand. So it looks like it's going to be this screechy little thing that's just going to be irritating. I got in-ears in, and this thing does not bother my ears at all. I mean, it's firing up my Mesa 212 cabinet, and I'm miking it with an i5 and a Sennheiser E609. And I haven't moved the mics. I mean, they're the same place they usually are, so I didn't do anything to darken it up. It just sounds cool. It's very full. So what you have is you have a gain knob and you have a tone knob that just kind of is an overall tone knob, which concerned me because I was like, oh, it's one of those, because I played I think it was an Orange Dark Terror Mini that had that, and I didn't like the sweep on it. It was just really screechy. With this one, not at all. Not at all. It's just it's a good EQ sweep, and it's very balanced. And even all the way up, it's not too high. It just gives you it's all pretty usable, you know. So, and then you have, of course, your volume knob. And someone asked me to do the headphone out jack, so I did hook that up for you. Remind me later to play through that and let you hear that as well. I'll be happy to do that. I already have the little cable hooked up here. And it has a clean channel. Let me play the clean channel right now for you. The clean channel is actually incredible. 1 second. I mean, that's insane. I mean, a clean channel that's that piano-like and chimey, you know, I mean, that's... I'm serious. I've played amps that are way more expensive than this thing totally sounds better than. And I know that sounds really freaking weird, but it's the truth. It really is the truth. I'm surprised. I really am. And again, would I sell all my amps and replace them with this? Well, of course not. But again, I don't mean it as a slight to this. I mean, this is, for the price and everything else, a very, very good product. See if you guys have any other questions. What's up, Jim Sieben? What's happening, buddy? Hey, Paul, thanks for stopping by, buddy. He said he's got to go. Hopefully we'll talk soon, man. Derek Morrell, what's going on, buddy? Let's see here. Yeah, 20 watts, Dave. I mean, it's incredible, and it's powering my Mesa 212 cab just fine. It's pretty freaking loud down here too. It's actually it's a very comfortable volume. I do have the volume. Well, see, the helixes are attenuating too. So I got the volume. The Helix is the master volume now because I'm running it 4 cable method, but I could tell you that this is loud. It's a darn loud amp. So, Carrie was asking me about the drinks. Maybe she got here after I described this. This is really freaking good. I can't wait to see the look on your face, Carrie, when you try your maple bacon. Oh my God. Oh, I have reached the pinnacle of drinks right here. Guys, I'm telling you, proof old-fashioned cocktail syrup. You just take a tablespoon of it, put it in your glass, giant ice cube, couple of good glugs of whiskey, stir it up, done. And if you got a smoker, definitely smoke it. It's incredible. I really think I really feel like I'm sitting at a table at a $50 a plate restaurant right now, and I just got a $12 drink delivered to my table. Literally, that's how good it is. Not kidding. Very, very good stuff. Um, the Wilson Project, what's going on? Mule Blues is asking. Carrie says, glad you like it. Yeah. You mofo, poor liver. Oh, my liver loves me, man. Come on. I don't have James Bond's liver yet. You know what's funny is I drink a couple times a week. It's usually when I'm live with you guys. Um, let's see. Mule Blues, Toe Wars, Mr. Fancy Pants. Well, I'm wearing sandals with my jeans and button shirt tonight, so I can't be... Totally bad outfit choice. Oh, well. Olson, Rainey, keep it up with a drummer, especially for gigs. Oh, can it keep up with a drummer? That's a great question. Decibel-wise, I think this thing does really well. I really do. We'll look on the website and see how many dBs it puts out. But it all depends on your drummer. I'm going to say a loose yes, because it is 20 watts. That's 15 watts, and that'll definitely keep up with the drummer. That'll keep up with two drummers, the MT15 there. But it's a different thing, because that's a tube power amp. This is a solid state. I would say a loose yes, and the reason why I say that is if you have a drummer that just beats the hell out of his kit, you might have a little bit of trouble keeping up with him. But if you got an average drummer, like he's just hitting as hard as an average drummer hits, I don't see why not. And honestly, I think you could totally do a live show with this because you're mic'd. And it's definitely loud enough for a good stage volume. Like if you got your cab on stage with you or they want to pump it through the monitors, it'll totally work. There's not a ton of headroom on it, obviously, because it's a 20 watt. But again, try it out. I mean, it can't hurt to try out. And honestly, if it doesn't work out 100% for a lot of people, it's still cheap enough and great enough to keep around for a practice amp, backstage, warm-up amp, whatever, tour bus amp, home, whatever. I mean, it definitely will do all that stuff for you easily. And here's the thing, too, like, I'm not suffering while I'm playing this. I'm not sitting here going, remember the pig nose amps? I mean, those were crap, I had one when I was a kid. I had a pig nose amp. It's clipped onto your belt, and you could walk around and play it. It sounded like crap, a little fuzzy, little box. This isn't like that. It's way better. And I don't feel like, again, like I was saying earlier, like I'm suffering when I'm playing this. I'm not feeling like, oh, well, this'll do. It's kind of like that in-between thing where you don't feel like, oh, I'm bummed out that I'm playing this, but you're not like, I'm going to go conquer the world with it either. It's literally like this really nice spot in between there, but a little more on the awesome side, So it's great, it really is. It's a solid, UMOFO, it's a solid state amp, right? Yes, it's Class D. Let's see, Mule Blues, I'm at Fancy Drink. No, it is a fancy drink. It's really good, though. Oh, man. Oh, God, get that syrup. It's perfect. Oh. Okay, so before I do a couple more songs, let's go to the website. And just for fun, let's check out some of their other amps. Oh, this is one of them transparent websites, so I got to turn off my camera here. There we go. And 1 second here, let me do the thing here. They actually have full-sized amps as well. I haven't looked too much into them, but they have bigger amps. I don't know if they're Class D in the power section as well or not, but so the Zombie is the one we're playing tonight. Zombie 2, oh, that's interesting. They might have some new voicing or maybe some better features. Let's see what the Zombie 2 has. Bear with me with this mouse. It's a wireless mouse and it's being stubborn, so yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'll let you guys read that. I can't read it from where I'm at. It also has Bluetooth, so you can run tracks through it, backing tracks, and practice with it, which is really cool. It's just super cool. Yeah, this mouse is not cooperating tonight. Oh, come on, mouse. Come on, do your job. All right. All right. Sorry, guys. This mouse is starting to really get on my nerves. Yeah, they make pedals. They make all kinds of stuff. All right, 1 second. Let me grab the main computer here. Lots of features. Yeah, they got some amps that are made after like Engel and I think EVH and stuff like that. They're voiced according to those. So, yeah, it's just really interesting how they have all these different kinds of products out there for everyone's taste, you know. I just unplugged my in-ears. 1 second. This has been a day. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, they have a lot of really cool amps and stuff like that. Man, this mouse is not cooperating. I'm sorry, guys. Well, just go to their website, JOYO, JOYO, and check them out. They got a lot of cool stuff. They make pedals, they make full-sized amps, they got all kinds of crazy stuff that they make, and it's all extremely affordable. So if you're looking for a very affordable option, to check out, I mean, I would definitely recommend them. Again, my apologies about the mouse. I don't understand why it chose tonight to not work, but that's the way it goes when you're live. But I'm sure you guys know how to surf the web. So I would recommend going there. And again, you have Robert Baker did a bunch of reviews on these. I think he reviewed each and every one. I'm sure Ola has done it as well. I wish I had them all here. It'd be fun to go through them all. But if you're looking for like I said, a lot of guys have been asking me to do a budget kind of rig. I mean, honestly, this is great. I mean, for the price, you really can't go wrong. I'm not kidding you. I'm really surprised at how good this is. I really am. Let me catch up to you guys here. Mule Blues, Amazon has The link has the Zombie, the one JOYO Soda Zombie 2. Yeah, the one I'm playing tonight is the Zombie. It's just the regular Zombie. So whatever this is, that's what the link. That's what takes you to the link. But if you use that link to go to Amazon, whatever you get there, I'll still get like a little, 4% or 3% of or whatever. So as long as you go to Amazon with that link and click around, they'll still pay me a little commission on it. And I'm just being honest with you. It's just my way of supporting, the show and stuff like that. So if it is something that you're interested in buying, no pressure at all. It's no skin off my nose, but using the link definitely helps the show. Would I recommend it? Again, yeah, I kind of would. I wouldn't mind having one of these around for just, quick practice session with an overdrive pedal done. And again, you can run it. I wasn't expecting it to have an effects loop, but it does. It's incredible. You can put in effects through this thing, and they have their own pedals. What I'd really like to do too is get some of their pedals. I'm going to reach out to them and see if I can get some pedals and like even a full-size amp from them, and just see how that stacks up against one of my full-size amps. That would be actually really cool. Jeremy Vareo, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you here. Warm cord, my Torpedo Cab M finally came today. Oh, awesome! I gotta get my own thing so I can do direct profiles. Damian, in the amp name, the highlighted letters give you the hint of what it models. Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know. So in this one, MB, which is Mesa Boogie, right? So I guess that's what it models. That's interesting. That's good to know. So that'll tell you like which one you might veer towards. They model a bunch of different amps, and they kind of nailed it with the Mesa Boogie tone. It actually sounds pretty close-ish to it, Yeah, so if you put this, and I have a Harley Benton on the way, that would be a pretty cool rig for a budget rig. So you put this on top of a Harley Benton. This is $169. Harley Benton's $200. That's a pretty low price rig, and then you get a good overdrive pedal with it. You're still under $500 probably, right? It's not a bad deal at all. It'd be funny too. People would be like, "What are you going to do with that little thing?" Like, yeah, just wait, because I'm going to watch it afterwards. I'm sure it sounds pretty darn good to you guys. I'm hearing some pretty good stuff here with my in-ears, and trust me, if it was really brash and harsh and bright and kind of screechy, I'd be wincing. It would just drive me nuts. But as you can see, I got the tone knob up pretty high. It's up to like, well, I don't know if you can see it from there, but it's at 3 o'clock. So that shows you that the tone is usable. It's all usable. It's not like you're going to have, crappy tone if you go past noon on it. They've actually dialed in that EQ sweep on that tone knob really well. So it's actually cool. Let's see here. Joel says, I notice you have a 5150. I'm thinking about ordering an Invective. Is the Invective different from a 6505 Plus? Jason Lewis says, I'm here. What's up, buddy? Good to see you here. Joel, this is actually a friend of mine's 5152. It's Voodoo modded. I've been profiling it for let's see here, about a week now. I've been messing around with it, and he's actually going to bring over his Nebulous pedal tomorrow, and we're going to run some profiles through that as well. So that's going to be awesome, and he might even be in here tonight. Brad, if you're here, Shimke, if you're here, man, say hello. We'd like to, hear from you. So yeah, that's his amp. But I actually did a review of that. The Invective I also reviewed. So if you dig through some of my episodes, you'll find it. That amp is really cool. Lots of great features. Sounds amazing. Yeah, I would recommend that. I would totally recommend that amp. It's a great amp. But if you're looking for budget, if you don't want to spend a ton of money, the MT15 is also a great contender. It doesn't sound like a 15 watt amp. It literally has the girth and the force and the seismic kind of like the huge sound, the fullness and everything of at least a 50 watt. It sounds incredible. Some amps, when you take the wattage down, they sound really focused and narrow. It's not like that at all. That is a great sounding amplifier. It's one of the best lunchbox amps out there, and I think it's going to be hard to top for anyone because it really does sound fantastic. I would always recommend that amp to anyone. Oh my God. This drink is amazing. I needed this. I had kind of a crappy day. Jason Taylor, thanks for the super chat. He's contributing to Carrie's DSC boot fund. That's awesome. I'll make sure she gets it, man. Thank you. Oh my God, that's funny. Gabriel says the Invective is badass. Yeah, it really is. Oh, Brad is here. Awesome. I'm glad you're here, buddy. Yeah, that's Brad's amp, the Voodoo. It's a killer amp, man. It's very unique, and the profiles that I just did of it are incredible. And tomorrow night, they're about to get even incredibler because we're going to use the Nebulous pedal with it. So we're going to profile it with that. So, anyways, well, let me play a couple more mixes. I've said about as much as I can say about this little guy. I mean, pretty freaking cool. Let's let the mixes speak for themselves. Let me make sure. Let's see here. I've already done the other songs. Let's do the Sphinx. Here we go. Man, that one always gets me. Oh my god. Woo! Yeah, getting old. Sounded great. It supported all the riffs I was playing, all that stuff. So let's go through the different settings on it right now, okay? So right now, gain is at 2 o'clock, tone is at 3 o'clock, volume's at 3, but again, the Helix is the master volume now, so I just cranked it for the hell of it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the gain down to 9 o'clock, and then every time you see me reach for the gain knob, it's going to go from 9 to 12 to 3 to all the way up, okay? And here we go. Not bad. All right, so let me play it without the overdrive now. Okay, I'll just put the gain at noon and just show you without the overdrive. Then I'll put it up to like 2 o'clock where I had it and do that. Okay, so it's at noon right now. Now I'll play it and then kick the overdrive in at 2 o'clock. So it's at 2 o'clock. I'll do a couple of chuggy chugs, kick on the overdrive so you can hear the difference. So there you go. So there's that. Now let's do the tone knob sweep. So overdrive's on, gain's at 2 o'clock. I'm going to turn the tone all the way down. And I'll just bring it from all the way down to 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, all the way up. Here we go. Yeah, everything past noon is usable. I mean, I'm not wincing. My ears didn't hurt. It's all usable stuff, you know. So I think they did a great job with dialing that in. Okay, so, and then the volume is what it is. I'll play the clean channel for you again, just for giggles. 1 second. Okay, so now I'll turn off the effects, so there's no, you know, trickery. So all the effects are off. I'll do that again. I mean, seriously, for 169 bucks, not bad. It's piano-ish. It's not twangy. It's not thin. It's got some fullness to it. I mean, I don't really have any complaints about the clean channel at all. I mean, especially when you consider the price and the size of the unit. It's pretty darn cool to me. I mean, I'm not kidding you. This thing is really impressive for what they're charging for it. It really is. You know. So next, sounds massive, Gunnerman says, and Damien says, sounds killer. Oh, Mike Jacobs, thanks so much for the, he says, great playing, something for your whiskey fund. Thanks, buddy, I really appreciate that very much. Thank you so much. Let's Let's see here. Been here since, Christopher says, been here since just before the dress started. Okay. Had it playing over my car speakers on my home from work. On my way home from work, then in my pocket while starting dinner. That's awesome, man. Dude, thank you. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much for being here. Xavier says, I picked up that MT-15. It's supposed to show up in a week or two. Dude, I'm telling you, you're going to love that amp. There's nothing to not like about it. It's a teeny bit noisy, but there's ways to fix that with mods that you can do yourself. But I don't even complain about the noise because it really doesn't bother me. It's just one of those things. Some people, if they want to split hairs, oh, it's a little noisy. You know what? For $750, the tone that you get on this amp is incredible. There really is, like, there's nothing to complain about it, honestly. The clean channel is amazing. The dirty channel is amazing. It's just, there's nothing to not like about it. Killer freaking amp. Killer. Let's see here. Let me think here. Let me see. Joel says, I heard PRS Archon 50 is better. Save a little larger, blow up the credit card. I'm telling you, man. I mean, do you need MIDI? Because there's a way around it with the MT-15. I figured it out, and I can tell you what it is. But if you don't need MIDI, dude, the MT-15 is just, it's a major beast. It's a fantastic amp. I would use it in a recording. I practice with it a lot. Every time I play through it, it's like, why don't I play this every day? It's that good. It's just a really, really good amp. So, Brad says, we're gonna need some mad scientists tomorrow. Yeah, dude, we're gonna have some fun tomorrow, man. Profiling that beast right there with that nebula. That's gonna be cool, man. That is gonna be really cool. So I'll just do a couple more riffs for you guys on this amp, just to do them, you know, so you can hear it just by itself. Sorry, I had it on the wrong channel. I had it on the clean channel. I was like, why does it sound like crap with an overdrive in the front of the clean channel? It does not sound good. But, yeah, I forgot I had to switch channels there. Yeah, there's really not an indicator light here. So if you're on clean, there's no light that shows it. So you got to get kind of used to where you're at, you know, with that. So, all right, so next, let's do the headphone jack. Okay, let's do that. What's kind of cool about the headphone jack is it does cancel out the output there to the cab. So I got the cab on, and you won't hear the cab now. You're just going to hear the direct out. Let me mute the mic so you don't hear the string clack. I'm not a fan of that at all. It sounds like somebody threw a blanket over it, so maybe there's something I'm doing wrong. Yeah, the headphone out is meh. Yeah. Let me see if... Try something. Nope, that doesn't help it. Turn the tone all the way up. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the direct out, the headphone out. I mean, would it be something that is a last resort that I can practice with? Yeah, I mean, I could practice with it, but it's not my favorite tone. It sounds very muffled. In fact, I kept like wondering if my tone knob was down on my guitar, but it's not. So, yeah, they probably could have done a better job with that. Maybe with the newer units, they're doing that with like the Zombie 2. Maybe it has a better direct out impulse response associated with it. The thing is that I guess one of the things that drives me nuts is when an amp does a lot of great things and then they have like an impulse response out on it, and it's like those things are so inexpensive. It's like, pick a good one. It's not like it's going to cost you hundreds of dollars to get a good impulse response in there. Just get one that's got a good tone to it. This sounds really muffled, and I don't think it would stand out in a mix very well for backing tracks. So if you're supposed to practice to it, on your own personal time with some headphones and some, backing tracks, it wouldn't stand out in a mix very well. So, again, as a last resort, it's better than nothing, but I would definitely prefer it to, with the real cab, as I'll demonstrate here. Yeah, the real cab output sounds great. I mean, I got no complaints about that. It's just the headphone jack, not so much. But again, it's $169. You can't expect everything to be perfect on it. If there's one complaint I have about it, that's it's not a deal breaker by any stretch, because I don't usually use headphone jacks on amps anyways. But maybe that's why they're just put it in there for a feature. But again, if you're going to put in a feature, make it usable. To me, it's not a usable sound. But if you're going to put it on there, get a good impulse response on it. I mean, that's all I can say, I definitely would not run this direct unless you had an IR loader that you can run it through, like a 2 notes or something like that. Then, yeah, run it direct and get a good IR, because that IR is not good. Or I don't know if it's an IR or cab emulation. I'm not really sure, but it doesn't sound good. But it's not a deal breaker by any stretch. Joel says, I need one of those for my car to practice sweeps during my lunch hour. Hey, man, whatever works, right? I mean, you get this in a little 1x12 cab, or even with, headphones. Like I said, if you had to, you could do it. You really could. It's not bad. If you use a good IR loader. But yeah, so I mean, would I recommend this again, even though the headphone jack is kind of as far as how it sounds, I would still recommend the amp, because again, it's $169. The thing's light as a feather. I mean, it weighs nothing. I think it's built pretty good. It survived the trip here. I'd be curious to see what their other amps sound like. If they got the EVH emulation or voicing, excuse me. And they have the Engel, I believe, and there's a couple other ones. I don't really know what all of them are, but I mean, the clean channel's good. It's got the effects loop. Sounds good in a mix. If you run it through a cab, pretty freaking kick-ass amp. Seriously, really, really cool amp. See if you guys got any questions. Okay, Damien says, I have used one in my semi-truck with a 1x12. Works great in cars and trucks with a small power inverter. No, that's awesome, man. That's really cool. Really, really cool. Scott Fulmer, what's up, man? He says, thank you for the review. Thanks for the super chat. Seriously, really means a lot when you guys, with the super chats, really means a lot that you're here, period. But I really appreciate the super chats very much. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I mean, I hope this helped you guys to, like, for the budget type stuff. Everybody's got like, we might have like this top of the line rig that we use, but we always want like that secondary one to just kick around, and bring over to a buddy's house. Practice, upstairs where it's like, oh, all my stuff's in the basement. Oh, I don't want to lug it all up here. Oh, I got the JOYO. I'll just practice for that tonight. I'll grab my overdrive pedal and put it in front of it, and at least I can get in some practice. Because let's face it, man, sometimes it's just the juice ain't worth the squeeze, right? If you got to hook all your gear back up, and sometimes just to practice for a couple hours, and we just don't want to do it. I get it. We work, we have jobs, we have families, we have all this stuff going on, so it's hard sometimes. So something like this, having this around, would definitely help eliminate that issue and still get your practice in. The thing when I play out, a lot of times, you know how it is when you play out, you get home and all your gear's all boxed up and packaged up from the show, and depending on how busy you are, it can stay that way for a few days. And you don't practice for those few days because that means you got to get all your stuff out and set it back up. Well, if you got something like this around, you can still practice and leave your gear in all its cases and packed up until you're ready for band practice or whatever. And at least you can get in some personal practice time with this. So, not bad at all. Seriously, not freaking bad at all. I kind of like this thing. I'm curious to see what their other ones sound like, and I want to reach out to them and see if I can do a full JOYO rig where it's just their pedals and their amp, with my cab, and see what it sounds like. I think it would be kind of interesting. And again, like, trying to word this properly here. I know the mixes are pretty cool and everything, so don't let the mixes fool you into thinking this thing sounds amazing. Honestly, how it sounds is how it sounds. And I mean that like as a compliment to the amp. It's not the mixes that are making it sound good. It really is. This thing actually, for the price, sounds really good. It really does. I was surprised. Greetings from Germany. Hey, what's up, Sven? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. So basically what I can do is, if you guys got any other questions, feel free to fire away. I'll be happy to answer them for you. I had a long day today. I did a huge job in the heat today, so I'm a little tired today. That's the thing about summer. When I'm down here on Wednesday nights or Thursday nights, man, I'm pretty tired because I've worked all day. So usually when I get home, take a shower, get something to eat, and get everything ready for the show. By the time I get down here, it's literally chill time for me. I'm doing a show, which I love doing, but sometimes you'll see me yawning and a little tired, and honestly, it's because I am. So I apologize if I come off like I'm tired, but I am. I see Christopher says, that's a killer little amp. Does its job well. No, you're right, Christopher. It really does. It really does its job very well. I mean, I'm pretty particular. Like, I can't just play anything and get what I need out of it. This actually does do what I need it to do. I'm fighting back yawns here so that I can play what I play. And I'm very surprised. When Damien sent it to me, or I should say Robert, when Robert sent it to me, I got it and I was like, I looked at it and I'm like, oh my God, this thing's going to be a screeching owl. It's going to just hurt my ears. But okay, let's just do this. And I posted a picture of it on my Facebook page and on the Tone Wars community section, prematurely, because usually I wait till I play something, because I don't want to post something and like, yeah, let's check this out, and then it sucks, and then I gotta go through the episode playing this sucky piece of gear, and I prematurely posted everything, and I'm sorry, guys. So I came down here and I was like, I hope this is good because I already committed to doing the episode now. And I plugged it in and I was laughing my ass off playing it. I was like, oh my God, this thing is hilarious. It's so good for the price. I'm like laughing and I texted Robert. I'm like, dude, I'm laughing my ass off right now. This thing's crazy good. Called him real quick, talked about it. And I was like, I can't believe how good this is for the price. It really is a cool amp. I've had amps down here that have costed way more than this and sounded narrow, focused, ear-piercing, screechy, small, all those things. And this thing, I hate to say it, but I'd prefer this. I really would. And I was surprised. I really was. So I was relieved that it actually sounded good enough to do the episode with, because there's nothing worse than coming on here and playing through something that sucks, and you got to just kind of wing it and go, yeah, it's okay. And I'd tell you if I thought it was just, yeah, it's okay, you know, but it actually sounds pretty freaking good. Joel says, I've heard that JOYO D-Seed 2 delay pedal is awesome for the price. I want to try their stuff out. Thank you for commenting. I want to try it out. I wonder if their pedals are as good as this. You know, I mean, you can get a pretty good rig out of this. You really can. Sven says, is everything okay in your city because of the protests? Oh, thanks for asking. Yeah, here they are. And again, thank you so much for asking. And some of the other states, they're having some pretty major riots and stuff. The thing is I'm okay with the protests. I mean, if you want to protest peacefully and let your voice be heard, that's what this country is all about. I got no problem with it. But as soon as you start looting and hurting people and destroying businesses, that's when I rack my gun. You know, it's that simple. I even reached out to some people on Facebook, and because I'm a business owner in the area too, and I just said if anybody needs protection in the area for their business, I suggest we all band together and go out and stand in front of businesses and make sure. And the thing is the whole purpose behind that is it's not to hurt anybody. It's basically it saves lives, because of a bunch of looters, let's just call them looters. If they're planning on, I'm not saying protesters, I'm saying looters. If they're planning on looting a business and destroying a business, and I see a bunch of dudes there with AR-15s, rifles, shotguns, Glocks, like what I have a SIG, that, and we mean business. We're standing there in front of the business going, not tonight, guys. They're just going to walk away. They're not going to start anything because they know what's going to happen. So what did we do? Let's save lives. We just blocked everybody from coming in. Nobody got hurt. The building's still intact. The business is still intact. The business owner is still intact. We're intact and they're intact. So nobody got hurt. And that's the way I look at it. Peace through strength. That's my whole thing. So, but yeah, there's not a lot going on around here. There's rumors of it coming to the suburbs, but trust me, if that happens, whoever comes to the suburbs to start stuff, man, they're going to regret it, because it ain't going to get tolerated at all. There are plenty of people in the suburbs that don't talk about it, but they got stuff. They got guns. They got all kinds of crazy stuff. I know guys that have gun safes full of guns and ammunition. So that's what America's all about, baby. That's why they said you don't want to invade America, because behind every blade of grass is a man with a gun. And trust me, that is true. So, yeah, but everything's pretty good in my neck of the woods anyways. And my heart goes out to all the people that are protesting in a way that's peaceful, and for the family of George and everybody else involved. Obviously, that whole thing was a mess, and it was awful. And I hope justice is served, and it looks like it's going to be. And I'm all for justice being served. I got no problem with it. I just want everybody to be peaceful about it. That's all. So, yeah, but again, thanks for asking. Good to hear this, he says. Thank you. You mofo, I'm not sure guns would be a deterrent with some of these rioters. Well, you might be right, but they'll find out really quick that they probably shouldn't have done something. You know, I mean, most people, when you're on the business end of a gun and a guy that knows how to use it, you're gonna stop. You know, I'll tell you a quick story. My brother, he lives in California now, but when he lived here, where I live, in this city, he was out, he used to smoke, and he was out on his front porch one night. Lived in a suburb neighborhood, you know. Um, and he was out on the front porch having a cigarette, and he watched these two guys walk down the sidewalk right in front of his house, and then they took a left right into his driveway, and he was like, "You got to be kidding me." They didn't see him standing there because it was dark. It was like probably 1 in the morning. And they walked right into his backyard, and he had this huge shed in his backyard. It was probably like a 30-foot long shed. And they had a bunch of, you know, lawnmower, just a bunch of, you know, typical stuff you have in your shed back there. And he had a padlock on it. So these two guys were back there with bolt cutters trying to break his padlock. So he went upstairs and grabbed his Glock, and he walked out on the back porch and watched them to see what they would do. And they just about got the lock cut and got the door open, and he racked his gun as hard as he could. He pulled on it and it racked, and these two guys took off faster than a rabbit. I mean, they were tripping over each other. He said it was the most hilarious thing he's ever seen in his life. It was like a cartoon. These guys are running back and forth like ping pong balls in his yard, trying to like find their way out of his yard. They jumped over the fence. One of them got his pants caught on the fence, ripped his pants half off, and they took off through all the other neighbors' yards. And he didn't have to shoot anybody. All he had to do is rack that gun. And I'm telling you, anybody in this room, anybody watching right now, you know what that sound is, and you know what happens next if you don't stop what you're doing. Next will be a loud bang and your funeral. So that's pretty much how it works. So anytime you hear a gun rack and you're up to no good, the thing you're going to do is stop and run for your freaking life, you know. So I think for the most part, you know, it's a good deterrent. But again, if people aren't scared of that, they'll learn really quick that they should have been, you know. And there's a lot of people that are defending their property right now that are not afraid to use it, and it's their right to do so, especially if they're being attacked physically. But I think this whole thing is probably going to start simmering down now. I hope it does. We need to get some unity back in the country and get everybody back to work. And hopefully some changes will be made and they'll stick, and people will go back to just going, all right, new start. Let's move forward and not forget about this. Of course, we're not going to forget about it, but we want to move forward and make this a better place for everyone. I'll just say that, you know. So, Mule Blows, stay safe. Thanks, you too. I think we all should, you know. We all should stay safe, you know, and just keep our heads about us and make good choices, you know. In Germany, nobody's allowed to have a gun. It's not allowed here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm sorry to say that. I mean, but if no one has one, totally nobody has one, I guess, you know, it is what it is. But there's no way you could ever disarm this country, because the only people that would turn in the guns is the upstanding citizens, and all the criminals would still have them. And then we'd be overrun by them, and it would be just chaos. So, Daryl McMillan says, drop 1 or 2 of them, and the rest catch on real quick. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, It really is that way. I mean, that's all you got to do, man. Seriously, like, you just drop 1 or 2 or whatever, but and the rest of them are gonna be like, well, I don't want none of that, you know. So again, I think that the peace through strength things, it saves lives, you know. Because my brother could have shot them guys, but he didn't. He racked the gun instead, and that was a smart move, because they're still alive to this day, and they owe their life to him. And he was merciful on them, and he racked his gun. He wasn't planning on shooting them unless they did something stupid, but you know, but that racking of the gun saved their lives, and probably, I'm thinking it probably changed their course of behavior as well. Because the next time you think about, let's go rob somebody, you're thinking, yeah, remember that guy that racked his gun? Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't want to take that chance again because the next guy might not. He might shoot us as well. So, you know. But anyways, yeah. So things are I hope calming down. I'll check the news tonight. It's been kind of all over the place, and everyone's sick of hearing about it too, because it's like, oh my god, every time you turn on YouTube, Facebook, any other thing, social media thing that you're on, and television, that's all they talk about right now, and it's just like, oh my god, is this ever going to end, you know? And I hope it does soon. I hope everybody gets back to a peaceful kind of existence very soon, you know? But let's see here. Joel, the cop is going to do the time for that. Yeah. Oh, for sure. I think it's second degree, right? So, yeah, he's definitely going down hard for this. And you know what? He should. That was awful, man. When I watched that video, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You got your hands in your pockets and you're suffocating a dude? I mean, that was just blatant disregard for somebody's life. That was awful. You know, Mule Blues, only criminals have guns. Then yeah, you're right. I think you're agreeing with me. Like if we were all supposed to turn them in, they would be the ones keeping them. So you're right, buddy. That would be an interesting situation, wouldn't it? Anyways, well, I'll wrap it up with this. It's been a long day. It's been a really long day. So I want to thank everybody for being here. I very much appreciate it. Thank you so much for the kind words, for the super chats, and all that. And thank you again, Damien, a.k.a. Robert, for sending me the JOYO zombie so that I could do this episode. I very much appreciate it. And again, would I recommend it? Yes, I think it's a great product for the money. I really do. Can you go, would you replace all your gear with it? No. But I think that it's a great tool to have in your toolbox for the times that it's appropriate, you know, for. And I think a lot of you guys would agree with me. Like, it's just great to have it at the house. And I really think you could probably gig with it, you know. I mean, throw an overdrive in front of it, get on stage. And you know what? I think it would be kind of funny to go on stage and, yeah, here's my little amp. Boop. The sound guy's like, you got to be kidding me. Like, hey, hang on, buddy. Just mic my cab. We're good. You know, and they're probably going to be surprised at, you know, how much great tone comes out of this. For the price, you can't beat it. You know, you really can't. So depending on your taste, you might want to take a look at the other models that they have. And I heard this is definitely one of the better ones. It's more of a straightforward kind of tone. I have yet to try the other ones, but I'm sure if they're as good as this, they're definitely worth considering. And it's low risk, $169. You really can't go wrong, you know. I've heard products that cost more that sound terrible, and this thing kicks their butt. Seriously. So not a bad deal at all. Not bad. Let's see here. Let's see. Over $20. Mule Blues is saying. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not sure what you're talking about was just over $20. I apologize. I'm not following you. So if you could clarify, that'd be great. That way I know what you're saying. And get this stuff, the Proof old-fashioned cocktail syrup. You don't have to think about it. You just get a tablespoon, throw it in a glass, mix up your whiskey with it, and it's literally like you're drinking an old-fashioned at a fancy restaurant. Right down to the last sip. It's amazing. Wow. Okay, Christopher, thanks again for hanging out. Always a highlight of the day. Gosh, thank you so much, man. Keep staying safe and being awesome. Dude, seriously, I really appreciate that. That made my day right there. Thank you so much, buddy. It's my pleasure. You know, I love hanging out with all of you guys. I love seeing the familiar names here and the new ones as well. It's always fun to hang out with you guys. I really appreciate you being here very much. Can it handle pedals? Sven asks. Yes, it can. Yeah, I got an overdrive going through it right now, and I'm running it 4-cable method through my Helix as well, because it has an effects loop on it that really does work. So it'll work with all your pedals, no problem. It sounds incredible. Seriously, it sounds absolutely incredible. I didn't even expect an effects loop with this, and it has it, and it works very well. So definitely get one. Oh, Joel, where's the smoker? It's actually upstairs. I smoked my drink ahead of time, and I brought it down today while I was getting ready for the show. And here's the lid. So I put the lid. So you smoke it, and it's got a valve on here, and it holds the smoke in the glass. So I brought it down here right before we went live. That's what I was doing. A couple minutes before we went live, I made the drink, smoked it, and brought it down. And of course, I had to have a sip because I knew I was playing like 6 mixes before I could talk. So I wanted to have a sip of it before then, because I was really excited to try this syrup out. But yeah, I smoked it for sure tonight. Absolutely. Let's see here. Guy killed over 20. Oh my God, that's awful. Yeah, well, hopefully all this stuff comes to a head, or comes to a point where everybody can get back to peace, But again, thank you so much, guys, for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna get some rest here. Like I said, it's been a long day. I worked in the heat all day, so. If you like this, there's a link below. Click on it. Shop around on Amazon for these. You can get it in a couple days from Amazon, and tell me what you think next time you're on here with me. I'd appreciate it. Carrie and I will be on Sunday night at 7, and we look forward to seeing you guys there. And I will be profiling this just for the heck of it. I think it would be kind of fun. So, again, thank you so much. And you could have spent your evening with anyone, and you chose to spend it here, and I'm always very grateful for that. Thank you so much. And take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and every day is a gift. So peace, love, and all the good stuff. We will see you on Sunday night. Thanks again. See